repeat. Neon lights reflecting on the wet concrete. In this daily drip shows hypnotic heat. Every step we take, synchronized and bold. Underneath the storm, our stories unfold. In the city glow, our fashion never old. We drip in style, conquer hearts uncontrolled. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Drip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide. Rhythms pounding, heartbeat, bass so deep. We don't stop, don't wait for the dreams we keep. Umbrellas spinning, dancing in our sleep. Leap in this nightly play. There's no time to sleep. Lightning flashes, sky turns bright. In the downpour, we're the light. Raindrops whisper, don't lose sight. Catch the vibe, take flight tonight. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Drip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide. Raindrops fall in slow motion. Heavy bass shakes the devotion. Our daily drip shows emotion. Pouring knowledge, pure explosion. Jam Jones, plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Every word like raindrops falling. Trippy beat keeps on calling. Audience minds, we're enthralling. In this group, we're all balling. Jam Jones, plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Knowledge pouring, it's a flood. Words like diamonds in the mud. Connecting minds, we understood. This daily drip, it's in our blood. Knowledge pouring, it's a flood. Words like diamonds in the mud. Connecting minds, we understood. This daily drip.
Wake up to a rhythm smooth and tight. Morning sun gonna set things right. Coffee steam like a dream takes a flight. Our daily drip show ready to ignite. Say, get my likes up, no time to stop. Get my likes up all the way to the top. Say, get my likes up, feel the groove. Get my likes up, make it smooth. Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. Daily drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up?
Hey there, fabulous people. It's me, Jim Jones, coming in for our daily drip show where we're going to break down today some hip hop, some politics, and a little bit of culture. Yeah, with everything kind of going on right now. But definitely want to bring you some laughs in a time of a lot of change going on. And I'm also not alone. Per usual, got my man over there. Go ahead, let him know who you are. That's my dog, my OG. Let him know.
Yes, his greatness is in the building. Plain_Dame. How's it going, everybody? On this lovely Friday. hope, hope the lovers are tuned in. We got a good one for you.
Yeah, because today is gonna be one for the books, y'all. We talking about legs. Yes, I said legs. The whole world is apparently obsessed with getting their legs done, and we've got thoughts, big thoughts. Also, I mean, I don't get it because back in the day, we didn't really do stuff like that. But hey, this is 2025, and y'all be doing y'all thing. Is it me? Still me? Okay. Well, I'll keep on going. Speaking of enhancements, we gonna drip on some other things as we go throughout the show. But right now, we're gonna focus on these legs. Plain Jane. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves formally. I'm Jim Jones, your gracious host, co-host, and I'm here to just talk to y'all per usual. And then we have Plain Dane.
And I'm along for the ride, folks. Just trying to bring you guys some funny commentary from a big brother perspective. Sitting here with Jim Jones, my little sis. Oh, she's so cute in her little glasses. Check her out. But we outside tonight. And people are blowing up my text right now. Hope you guys are tuned in. We are live right now talking about these folks with short legs trying to get some longer legs in their life. They want to be too tall to act small. I ain't mad at it.
Oh, and I wanted to make sure your name was still the same because I didn't give you about 16 nicknames. We got Cassius Pay, the producer, in the background, drizzling a little bit of drip here and there. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Then sideways, trying to get paid. That's how that go.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Undefeated at the bank. Cassius Pay.
Undefeated at the bank. I love that. And I love that for you. Speaking about being undefeated at the bank, that is not what this story is. Definitely a finish him. So we can get into this video. You know what? Before we get into it, let me give a little context, a little backstory. One of the great YouTube content creators' name is the lead attorney. If you have an opportunity to check him out, please do so. We are a subscriber of his show. And so he actually had some content on there about marriage. And so we're gonna provide a little bit of context here, but we provided a comment, and we want to make sure that we follow up on this comment and talk a little bit further. But before I dive too deep into this, Cassius Pay, roll that clip.
I'm not gonna roll the clip.
Why not?
Because I don't work for you. Cassius Pay work for cash money. So what I want to do is put a little context to it before we.
We need some more on that.
Exactly. So
okay.
The lead attorney had a particular show. Said, "Is marriage worth it?" What happened is in this particular clip is that there was a video on a marriage that happened in China, and people are just getting taken to the cleaners, right? And it's hurting people's feelings. and also hurting people's legs. So what we were saying is homeboy could have just saved his money from trying to marry this chick that got him done in. And he could have went and got his legs did. He could have then got that 6, 6, and 6 and had his new me, new body, new me, new body.
You say new me, new body, new meat. I feel like that's what pause. Not just playing. That's what it sounded like to me.
That is what but that is what the ladies doing though. I mean, you know, they going to get that that built better body for a better world type ish once they leave these relationships, especially when they leaving with our cash. They are not afraid to go get an upgrade. You know, they not too shy to slim up them thighs.
Okay, so also to add to that clip before you do that, a big reason why the clip that he showed was viral was because when they started listing off, like, hey, let me not be racist. Hey, so and so, you're gonna get all these things. Like, I think she got the baby kept her maiden name. He still had to pay child support. Essentially, he had to give her everything that he worked for. And then also just everything. He had to give her literally everything. And after it was announced that she could have everything, there's a clip, and y'all can look at this. We'll drop the link to the lead attorney's live stream in the description so y'all can go to it. But this lady turns to the side and smirks like, got him. And that's really what's the big part of this. And so because of that, we were like, my brother, you did all that to get married to her. You did all of that, and you could have did this. So we just wanted to give a little more context because by the time he actually got to our comment, it kind of was like a while later. So here's his reaction to finally getting to our comment.
And that's why he need to go get his legs did. Guys, listen, I know it's late. It's 12:30 at night. All these fucking words are jumbling around, but y'all get, who needs to get his legs did? I'm missing the context. I'm trying to think. I don't remember though. I don't remember. And listen, shout out Calvin. Thank you so much, brother, for waiting in the back. But again, we can't get to everybody, and it's 12:30 in this damn thing. But please come up next time, and I got you, brother. All right. Shout out to Calvin. Shout out to ZZA.
So that is what we wanted to talk about. So we wanted to make sure we clarified that real quick and put a little drip on that. That's what we were talking about. He did all of that. He could have took his money and got his legs did. Look, I know that this system benefits me as a female, and even I'm saying, brother, you should have went and got your legs did.
So I'm gonna go get me a LLL. That's a leg lengthen ligament treatment. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no BBL. It's a LL. LL Cool J.
I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna buy me a new chicken and get her a 4Runner. I ain't getting my legs done. That sounds too painful. You know, I'm gonna just stand on my money till I'm above the law. How about it? I'm not gonna worry about lengthening my legs. I'm gonna lengthen my bread, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the gym.
Okay, so you wouldn't do that. Now I will say, and I'm thinking that it was in the China culture. It's not super duper abnormal, but one culture I kind of want to tap on this a little bit. Y'all think black people be doing that, getting their legs did?
It's a small percentage of us out here that does it. I mean, I've been seeing it pop up here and there, but I don't think it's heavily practiced.
And to you don't feel like there's nothing that getting your legs did would do to fulfill anything in life?
I mean, honestly, this is what I got to say on that. You know, you got a lot of women that say, "Oh, he got to be 6 foot tall or better. He got to be this. He got to be that." Them same women, you know, 5'6" dude knocking her down. If she like you, she going. That's just what it is. It don't have nothing to do with no height. That all of these requirements is what they put in place when they actually don't really like the guy they're in front of. So they put all these immeasurable situations that they know that he won't be able to reach. Meanwhile, homeboy that's probably, Bumfrey Bogart, hobosexual. He sling a mean golf club when he out on the green. If you know what I mean when I say that. Dude ain't 6 foot tall. Dude 5'8". He 5'7". He's not that tall. He just talked a good game, made his way in. She gave him a shot, and she's been giving him a shot ever since. And he don't need to meet all them requirements. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum, different nationality, what have you, customs might be a little different. A lot of expectations have probably been placed upon you even early in age that you're inadequate in a lot of different ways. That might weigh heavily on you. But you might want to go ahead and go from 5'6" to 6'2". I don't know. Your prerogative. If you got the bread to do it, do it. If that's what's popping where you at, hey, do it. Girls getting they getting their rear ends fattened up. They walking around looking like anteaters here and there. Somebody like it. It keeps happening. It's mad popular. Out here, it's a bug's life, and they out here swinging, and you looking like what? Why her torso so long and her legs are so little? No one pays. Well,
but okay, so you saying there's no fulfillment, but I think we have a video of a young man who would disagree with your sentiment.
Roll that
Make sure y'all drop some drip in the comments. Would you get your legs did? Let us know.
Man. He just returned from Turkey where he had surgery to grow from 5'5" to 6 feet tall.
Wow. Fox 5's Alex Whitler joins us now live from his Riverdale gym where he's working on his flexibility and his strength. Alex?
Can we see the video?
Yeah, good evening to both of you.
Some
people view their height as either a blessing or a curse. Well, Denzel Sigger says he always knew he was a little bit smaller, but he found himself saying
I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna rewind it for you so you can see how 6 foot look like. What 6 foot look like, right?
At 6, people all over the world are enamored by a Riverdale man.
He just returned from Turkey where he had surgery to grow from 5'5" to 6 feet tall.
Wow. Fox 5's Alex Whitler joins us now live from his Riverdale gym where he's working on his flexibility and his strength. Alex?
Yeah, good evening to both of you. Some people view their height as either a blessing or a curse. Well, Denzel Sigger says he always knew he was a little bit smaller, but he found himself saying those 2 words Skee-Lo made a music hit. I wish. He wished he was a little bit taller, but not to be a baller.
I don't do sports.
Not even to make all the pretty women holler, but he needed someone to make magic, like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. All to go from about this height to that. But no, seriously, in these heels, I'm about 5'5", and that's how tall Denzel Sigger was about 6 months ago. Now he stands at 6 feet.
I wanted to become the best version of myself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And for me, that included height.
It all started in December in Turkey when Siggers underwent his first of what will be 6 surgeries.
Surgically cut the bone, they put a rod in it, and they connect a device outside the leg that connects to the rod inside the leg, and you turn a key on it every day for 90 days.
He did that twice, once on his lower leg, again on his upper, and it cost about $80K overseas versus the estimated $150,000 he would have spent in the States.
It's called Live Life Taller. They have a rehabilitation center. They help you get back on your feet, and you're there the entire time you go through the surgery. Whereas when I was going to do it in America, they pretty much do all the facilities I found. They do the surgery and send you home.
Originally from Chicago, he's in the Atlanta area to visit his daughter and heal with his mom by his side. Sigger spends much of his time gaining muscle back in the gym.
And this is another 4 sets of 20. A lot of people approach me in the gym just to tell me like they're proud of me. They don't know what's going on. They just say, hey man, I'm proud of you. Like, keep going, don't stop pushing. Little do they know I did it to myself.
But he's faced plenty of criticism.
I think some people say love what God gave you. I think God blessed us with the ability to change things that we're not so happy about.
He says he's always had the personality. Now he has the height to match.
That Asian man should have did that. That I'm just saying, like, if he was already in pain. So I mean, that young man went through a lot of pain just to be 6 feet tall.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, clearly you can't, you're speechless. So what I'll say is this:
That's all
Did
I
y'all
got.
did y'all see that he was going around with the tap dance, with the scuttlefoot, with the paper legs, with the cardboard, with the my goodness, 6 feet ain't gonna be nothing if you can't do nothing with your legs. What he
That,
gonna do once they?
that's my
I'm
point,
gonna get to
man.
you, girl. I'm gonna get to you,
Listen,
girl.
listen.
I thought they said he had like more surgeries he had to do. So I just
Bullshit,
because
I bet he
I think
do.
there's a
Unless he
follow up
got the
video where he's
Wolverine
like
in them
jumping up.
poles with that leg, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Ask him to run. See what he can do.
No, that's my thing. Like, what's the sense of being 6 feet if you can't kick some ass? I'm cool. Like, I'm not trying to out there with the grandma stroller. I'm not doing that. No. You gotta, hey man, you gotta love me for me, baby. I like who like me. That's always been my motto. If she, if you was just a little bit taller, oh baby, if you was just a little bit richer, I'm cool. I'm gonna ride it out. These short stumps, we gonna kick it until we can't kick it no more. That's it. Sitting there laid up doing 6 surgeries. You know what I could have been doing with that time? Get more money. Because women, it ain't about, you could be a tall brokey. It don't matter. If you short and you rich, I ain't never heard Dane DeVito say Dane DeVito could never not find a woman. In fact, every movie Dane DeVito played in, he always had women. Am I wrong? Even in the movie when he was in Arnold Schwarzenegger, he had women. And that man gotta be every bit 5'2". And in real life, he married too. See, it ain't about the legs, it's about the bread. Get you some money. Now you spent 80,000 to not walk right.
Bread did not.
I'm just saying that man
Listen, he
lost
went
probably.
overseas. He could have got all kind of messed up. Like you gonna go to Dominican Republic and get your legs did now? You gonna come back with no kidney?
Roberto Rodriguez going ahead trying to extend your legs, and you out here looking insane. Like your leg, you gotta turn the key on every 5 minutes. Man, hell no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, he did say turn the key. That's
well, you re-breaking your legs every day. That's what you're doing.
Right.
Every day.
Talk about you gotta crack the code every day. No, I'm cool, brother. It ain't even worth it. You that tall and can't dunk. That's some trash.
He better not try to dunk. If he land, he gonna fold in half. He gonna look like an ostrich or something.
You
don't
6
want none
feet
of
in the
that.
wheelchair league.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So the only thing I have with this, and I really don't. I feel bad that he. You know what? He happy. So why I feel bad for him? He happy. You like it? I love it. You like it? I love it.
I'm not mad at you. I just know, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill. You know what I mean? Bushwick Bill was depressed, but he had some paper, and for some reason, he always had a woman. So this dude said he wanted to be the best him mentally and spiritually. Meanwhile, you just ignoring what God gave you. Talking about you, I want the talking like the young boys. They ain't know what he was talking about. He said he wanted to come outside with an extendo. They thought he was talking about spinning block. They ain't know he was talking about standing taller.
I mean, you know what? This is a good segue because, also maybe it could be a generational difference thing. Maybe, what are they? They're not Gen Z. Who's up under Gen Z? Whoever them kids is under Gen Z. There's a lot more things that are acceptable. So, you know what? Maybe it'll be a trend. All I'm saying is if you're going to spend 80K, I'm not about to go to work and have no benefit to that. Like this man really worked. At least he get to see his legs every morning.
I don't know. Right now,
you know what I'm saying? At least he see his legs every morning. He look down like, yeah, I spent that 80K on these legs. That man waking up and he looking around, he living with other dudes in the house. 80K and they ain't got nothing to show for it. She got the car, the house, the baby. Get your legs did.
How you gonna take my baby though? How you gonna take my baby and say, no, you gonna take my name now? I understand, OJ.
Get your legs did.
I understand OJ.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Juice.
Who? Okay. So
no, I said I
It's
understand OJ. Getting all risking getting stuff taken from you like that, and you got to sit there and stare at that person in the courtroom, and they do this, like you know how you in the movie they had the imaginary camera and the trash happen, you turn and look in the camera like.
So
I'm blowing everything up.
So speaking of trends, so let's talk about some more stuff about the internet and acceptability. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Let's talk about it.
You ready to talk about Super Bowl?
The caption at the bottom, legs dead.
Before we go into the
I like that.
Before we go into the Super Bowl, make sure y'all drop a little drip. Let us know, would you get your legs did? Have you gotten your legs did?
Let's get some of this.
If you did get your legs did, let us know in the comments if it was worth it to you, or if you take something back. And then also, we didn't talk about what you sipping on, what you dripping on.
Well, I plan on staying up late, so this polished me off a cold brew from Bucks of Star.
Coffee sounds great, but I am unfortunately not drinking a coffee. I have one of these. I'm gonna cover the brand name up so we don't get in trouble. One of these prebiotic sodas.
I ain't mad at that.
Strawberry lemon, it's super good. But that's what I'm drinking. Make sure y'all tell us what y'all drinking on. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you have a special drink that you make. Let us know too, and maybe we'll try to make the drink and shout you out.
We're gonna get into that. I got something too. I
don't even give a damn about what I drink.
I didn't even get to that yet. Can I?
No. You over
Cash is paid. You got all this money. What you drinking?
Yeah,
I'm drinking that Casa Costco's. You know what I'm saying? That tequila. Casa Costco's.
Damn. Costco's got it. Damn. See, my credit score ain't there yet. The way they take me in the back and show me that kind of drinks. Pause.
My dude doing a lot for that cash.
He said Costco, Casamigos.
So now we got that done. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Make sure y'all tell us in the comments too. Do you think it was a Super or Sleeper Bowl performance? Because it was a lot of talk about people who were confused about the Super Bowl performance, or people who just thought it was subpar or boring. Yeah, so we'd love to know what y'all think. I think we got a clip to show. If you so graciously will show it for us, Cassius Pay.
I just might.
We appreciate you.
I hope so. I hope so.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. The wrong guy. The wrong guy. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
So yeah, there's definitely some underlying meanings that were all up in the halftime show. Some people got it, some people didn't. That was one of the things that was allegedly symbolic. I have not heard Kendrick come out and say like, yeah, I meant XYZ, and I don't expect him to do that. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Well, I thought it was a great purchase, petty protest. That's the way I looked at it. Now, when I was sipping my Costco's Casamigos, and I was watching it, the game and watching Philly just beat the snot out of Kansas City, also graciously. The last thing I expected was to see, a protest. That's basically what it was. I mean, yeah, and it's just so funny, because don't get me wrong, love Kendrick, love his music, all that good stuff, but I was ready to get hype off of We All Right. I was, Super Bowl
I
got a bone to pick.
has upset a whole lot of people.
Typical Kendrick Lamar dumb stuff.
The stadium goes dark. 9 boxes are illuminated in the center of the field. Flashes of a triangle, square, X and O of a game controller appear in the corners. And the spotlight hits the middle square.
It's your uncle, Sam.
Hold up. A black Uncle Sam with Donald Trump in the crowd. Shit. The camera cuts to Kendrick standing on 1987 black Buick GNX. Of course, GNX is the title of his most recent album, but 1987 is also the year Kendrick was born.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so fun watching people coming with their own little deciphers before somebody came with a better way of deciphering what happened, and then they just stole that particular decipher. It was like, listen, y'all don't understand. The blackness of the car represents my black people that's been under constraints and in slavery, but they woke up and decided that, and if you break down how long the performance was, it was 12 minutes. And in the court of law, you're judged by 12 and carried by 6, right? So when Kendrick came out and he was on top of the car, he was thinking about the 12 people that represents being judged in the court of law and how the injustice have affected us and why we shouldn't drink Kool-Aid.
And then green for the GNX was Green Party, Neanderthals, and Malcolm X got together and rebelled.
And get new unknown names. Meanwhile, I was going to sleep. I was just like, look, I'm not, I'm sorry. We were not entertained. It was very sleepy. In comparison
My backpack had a very good time. My backpack,
intellectually, metaphysically and metaphorically, I was moved. But plain Dane wanted to see some entertainment. It was the damn halftime show. All I'm thinking about is Lil Wayne and bringing out Juvenile, and they backing that thing up, and they got a band out there, and a beautiful display of blackness going on, and just a great performance. Instead, like I said, I got a perfectly purchased petty protest. That's just what I took.
It was as if he forgot that it was a Super Bowl. Like it's not a 12-minute concert. Yes, you are entertaining. However, the whole point of this is to expand your audience, not confuse your audience. And that is exactly what he did.
And the bigger star was Drake. It was his Super Bowl at the end of the day.
This is the worst Super Bowl lineup I've ever heard. I sat through all 12 minutes and 19 seconds of this. Yeah, somebody just trying to make Kendrick look stupid on Super Bowl weekend.
Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, nephew. He didn't peekaboo y'all like that. Hey! Hey, Serena!
Yeah, people were saying Serena too old to be out there involved in petty stuff. I was like, ooh, I'm not going to let my wife go out there and care about her ex enough to be out there sea walking. But I just want to remind y'all do know her husband was like the owner of Reddit, which has got to be like Petty Central USA. I'm just saying, like, let's not act like she's not extra rich from a troll platform.
Which made it worse, though.
He don't care. He doesn't care. I promise you,
he
doesn't
don't
care.
But what I was explaining to people was optics. That was what Kendrick was going for, and everyone was like, "Yeah, it's but damn, you don't understand. It was bigger. It was bigger than music. It was bigger than his beef with Drake." I said, "Yeah, but optics of those who are not gonna sit there and try to dig extra deep, looking for all of the signs and symbolism. All they saw was a guy beefing with one of the biggest artists in the game, performing beside two of his exes on the stage. You got SZA saving the day for him musically, and his other ex was dancing. And everybody like, but she was dancing on his grave. I said, y'all don't understand it was just free promo. Meanwhile, he across the waters with about 17,000 Australians rapping his music word for word. Who won that night? Because he was paying. I mean, of course, diehards loved it. I wasn't mad at the performance. I just wasn't entertained. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the absolute worst performance ever, because we saw that New Kids on the Block performance. That was terrible. You know, there's been a few terrible performances.
There's been some bad ones.
There's been some very bad.
This was just not what the usual is. The usual conversation is about how many performers came together, even though one person was technically headlining. They bring in different people to kind of draw in the global. It's not mostly global, but the national audience. And football is the national pastime of basically, people from Wisconsin, people from Texas that love them some good old football, and everybody else are just bystanders. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I was like, he could have just came out with some of the people that he had actual pop hits with.
Because you know what?
And one of them would have been Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Bad Blood was a bop. Bad Blood was a bop. And Taylor Swift being engaged to Travis Kelce would have been fire. And actually, he made that song even better, in my opinion. Like, so, yeah, he should have did Bad Blood. Should have got Swifties. The Swifties would have been happy.
You couldn't. He got a song with Wayne. That's not Super Bowl worthy, but
he got a song with Wayne.
Yeah.
What song you on with Wayne?
You got a song with Wayne on one of Wayne's projects.
Oh,
and it's like a story song, but it's pretty dark. It's not anything I would say that he should perform at the Super Bowl. But considering that he was in the region of New Orleans, it's so much he could have did. First of all, he started the show off with a freestyle, right? Imagine him freestyling off of imagine he brought out had Master P waiting in the cut and he freestyled.
Imagine if he would have started off freestyling on Back
No Limit Syllabus. Or Back
That Thing Up, because you know they can't. But they
boom.
Because you know they can't actually perform that song, right? But like if you freestyled on that, that'd have been cool.
Boom, boom. Like he freestyled over that short part. And then have Juvie get out the car and do a part of his verse. And then cut that and go into another one of his songs. Bring Baby and Master P on stage. Shake hands and perform all right.
Man, they would have brought out Mystical. I would have lost all my cookies.
Shoot, ain't nobody bringing out Mystical. Mystical ain't coming out.
You had to post bail to get him out.
Oh, is he in jail still?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Still, no, he got out, but then he went back in.
He went back in. Yeah.
Because I know he got in trouble for the sexual assault thing. I thought he was out.
Got in trouble again for that.
Yep.
Got another charge for that.
Some people are.
Point is,
that's all.
Point is that region. No, but point is that region is huge for hip hop. There's a lot of hip hop acts. There's a lot of things he could have did as far as the surprise go. But not to mention he's done so many. He's top like, and that's another thing Drake kind of spoke on. Top had him doing a lot of verses for whites. You know what I mean? Like he could have ate that up, and then at the end of the show, ended it with Not Like Us. Boom, it would have been a hit. But he chose to take, like I said, he decided to do a purchase petty protest, and it didn't go over well. It just didn't. The NFL apologized to Wayne for crying out loud for not booking him. Did you guys see that?
No, that would be amazing.
They apologized to Lil Wayne. The NFL said, "We're sorry we didn't consider you." And they plan to move differently in the future. That's what they said.
That sounds like somebody about to lose their job.
Jay-Z
about to lose their job.
Jay-Z.
Mind you, it was universally panned from the start. Everyone was mad about the choice. I mean, granted, he did a great job with Dre's halftime show. When it was great. He did an excellent job with that halftime show when he appeared with Dre. So everybody felt like, hey, he's known for his performances. He's a very performative artist. it could have went where it needed to go, but unfortunately, it was just. I just think he was under bad advisement with the direction. That's just why I'm leaving.
The halftime show was awful.
I didn't like halftime.
Worst halftime ever.
What a nightmare. I kept sitting there saying, you know, maybe I just don't get this guy, Kendall Lamar, and he won all these Grammys.
It was so bad. Jimmy Carter came back to life just to turn off the TV.
Bro, I couldn't understand a word that was being said.
It was hard to make out what was actually being said.
So bad, Trump was hoping someone would shoot him in the ear again.
Kendrick Lamar's 12 minutes of rap was basically a musical grudge match.
For me, it wasn't mass appeal.
The music itself is not broad enough or well known enough to reach generations.
Now that Trump's president, we have someone like Willie Nelson at halftime.
Let's put Carrie Underwood and Reba and Morgan Wallen. Let them have a go at it.
A full-on Trump rally for the halftime show. Morgan Wallen or Zach Bryan plays us 2 or 3 songs. Trump comes out with an executive desk, signs 5 executive orders, and Shane Gillis takes us out with a 5-minute set. Best halftime show ever.
That was stupid. That was dumb. And I will say this. People can be mad about Kendrick's performance, but it was crisp. There was not one mess up in the entire routine. He didn't lip sync. Y'all talking about, I want to have Reba and I want to have a... No. I bet you they're not singing.
Right.
I bet you they're not performing the whole time. That man did go up there and gave y'all 12 minutes. He walked the stage. He rapped. He didn't even sound... I would have been out of breath. He didn't even sound out of breath. Like, clearly he prepared for this. Now, you may not have like
100 burpees a day. He should have been ready. And he utilized damn near the whole field.
Look, SZA laid there like a mermaid out of water the whole time. I'm just saying. So
walked around in one circle.
I'm just saying, just because he could do it didn't mean he didn't put the work in. And to me, I don't think the performance was bad. I actually think it was a good performance. I just think that it was a little tone deaf of who was actually there a little bit. But then comes the question of artistry. Do you have to change who you are to appease a platform that asked you? Because he didn't ask them like, yo, I want to do Super Bowl. Let me do it. Let me do it. He didn't ask them. They asked him. Which means that you've seen what I've created, what I've done, what I stand for. So at the same time, while we all being mad about it, that's what y'all asked for. No different than President Trump. That's what you asked for. Here you go. So
that's 100.
I mean, that's what I'm at with it. Like, don't sit here for them people in the clip. Don't sit here and get an attitude about him, but you ain't gonna get an attitude about, about how Trump moving. No, they both. It is what it is. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just. I think my thing is that man has set a bar for his performances. 2016, I'm not expecting him to do 2016's performance all over again, right? Can't ask him to do the same thing twice. I wouldn't. But I just thought that the set list wasn't the greatest. There's a lot of, when you got a whole new crowd, you're launching a whole new album. He has a whole new label. And on top of that, I do understand that he wants his songs to chart and do what they need to do. So I think the job was done there because he just released GNX on PG Lane, which is his label. So sure, I don't, maybe I don't want to perform those old songs because that's under my old label, which benefits them more so than me. I have this new deal. It's very profitable for me to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to just do most of the songs you guys know off GNX. I get it. But bottom line is that's not what we came to see. You could have performed.
But has he ever moved like that? But has he ever really moved like that as an artist? Like, even like people were talking about, oh, Kendrick need a new album, and he came out when he felt like it. Like, so I don't to me, these expectations and ideas everybody has, that's ideas if you were doing the Super Bowl, not the person. It's like you interview somebody for a job, for a janitor, and then you find out that they write code. And you mad because he's trying to figure out ways how to make a robot automate cleaning. And you thought he was going to clean. No, I don't clean. I write robots to do that shit. I'm just saying, like that's.
No, and I feel that.
I
feel that too. But the other side to that argument is this: he already know how everybody is looking at him. He already know the optics. Everyone really was only waiting. He don't, but at the same time, he's paying for not caring. Sometimes you gotta care a little bit.
Jay-Z should have. You know what? Jay-Z was smart. He should have picked Drake. I'm being.
He kept turning it down.
He asked Drake up front because I bet you would have asked Drake this time.
Drake, but the NFL has approached Drake. But Drake, honestly, let's be all the way real. The industry is against Drake. Jay-Z included. They not really rocking with Drake.
Drake got so many hits that he could have did 20 seconds of every song and had people out there that would have been crazy. He's the best.
It's a 40-song set list for his concerts. He has a dolo, 40-set song list. But deeper than that, he's doing the World Cup. That's 1.5 billion. He's not concerned with 133 million.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna pick a beef and you want to dictate a little bit more, Drake is at least beholden to who is that? UMG. He's at least beholden to somebody. Kendrick ain't beholden to nobody. Like, so I don't understand.
He has a distribution deal with UMG. They benefit from that.
But Kendrick, that's it. Like Drake got distribution, all that other stuff wrapped up in his deal. It's thick. Like
with Sony now. Him and UMG, they beefing right now. They trying to run him out the business.
He in there. He wrapped up in there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to dictate, even like you said, Wayne would have been better. Cash Money, could have did a Cash Money, No Limit thing, or you could have even just did. You could have did the Atlanta thing if you didn't want to do that. You could have had Lil Baby, Future. You could have brought out Thug because he just beat his case. There's so many other things you could have did, but you picked somebody who was beholden to nobody, and y'all knew that. So that's what you get.
Deeper than that, they picked somebody who, like I said, he just won He won an Emmy for the last performance he did with Dre and them, his portion of it. He had a moment. Everybody was listening, not like us. I think Jay thought that this was going to be it was a sound decision to go with him. Something different, something to kind of shake up the room a little bit. But bottom line is he was kind of tone deaf to who he was playing to. I mean, if this is what he was out to do, he wanted to cause a disruption and make conversation, he won. And it was executed. It was executed pretty decent. I'm not mad at it. I just thought it was a little sleepy because the set list could have went a lot of other ways.
It still wouldn't have hit like Cash Money. Cash Money wouldn't have had to even bring out nobody, and it would have been fire. And all them people in there, everybody in there has heard the intro to back that thing up. I promise you. Or they've heard Lollipop. They've heard Wayne's been on so many tracks that everybody know Wayne.
If Wayne would have hopped out and started with a Millie, the whole stadium is on their feet at that point. He bring out Fresh. They going nuts.
Yeah,
that's why everybody. But the problem with Wayne has kind of been out of shape. I mean, if you look at some of his tour stops in the film, he's looked pretty bad. He was out there looking like an obese Cabbage Patch for a second in the face. It looked weird. He's actually looks a lot better now because Wayne is in album mode. And he made it like this actually woke Wayne up. This whole him being
that's how he do though, right? Ain't he like a sleeping giant? That's kind of how he move, right?
Yeah, it's just lately he been looking like he was looking like Dreadhead Chucky down. It looked like he put that drink down for a minute and got himself together. I'm so excited to see where we go because Wayne plans on dropping a project this year. He dropping this year. We know Drake is going to drop another project this year. The Party Next Door is him and Party Next Door album is #1 in like 75 countries right now. The fastest #1 album of 2025 right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the stuff that man did for that halftime show didn't do nothing but lightweight. It's like he threw the volleyball up and here comes Drake to spike it because he was the star of the show. Everybody was waiting to hear him be disrespected. No one cared about all that other symbolism. I dug it. I love Samuel L. I get it. But
yeah, when he stopped and was like, say Drake, I hear you like him young. I'm like, oh, so you gonna look at the cat. Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, also
Drake was like,
it's for the 100th
I'm dropping
time,
Friday. No, you like I'm dropping Friday.
Yeah, it's for the 100th time.
All y'all got is this.
What you do is you've now made it fashionable now to say I'm tired of Kendrick. And the reason why Kendrick was really good and got all of the accolades is because he had a sense of mystique. The sense of mystique is that, he come in, drop his knowledge drips, and then he vanishes in the night and no one's ever to be
That's
heard or
it.
seen from again, maybe, right? And
Oh wow, that sounds familiar.
No one's talking about Mr. Morale. No one's talking about that album. GNX is kind of it's a conversation because of the diss. I feel like that would have came and went by now too. People ain't playing Squabble Up right now. Not on Valentine's Day. They playing Drake right now. And he set that up. He threw the ball up and Drake and the Canadian spiked it.
So speaking of kind of messing a little bit up, I think we had that clip that you already showed where it's symbolism of him kind of I don't want to say mocking Trump, but hold on, before I go into that, we had the video we just showed about the reactions. You got any comments on the reaction before I go into our political part? Like Joe Budden was like,
I mean, Joe Budden, he
hates Drake, but he hates Drake,
Drake anyways. Huh?
He hates Drake. He should have loved it.
Well, this is the thing. He didn't like the one thing I give him is that he at least makes it known when he doesn't like something, and he didn't like the set list at all. Academics leaked the set list weeks ago, right? And I think the whole point of them leaking the set list, which is kind of funny, you never heard of any. First of all, no one really cared about anybody else's set list, but we definitely cared about Kendrick's because everybody just wanted to know when they could scream A minor. That's really all that was. That's all everybody was waiting on. Let's just be honest. But beyond that, they were like, this set list is trash. So they trashed it so much, I guess, assuming that he was going to be like, all right, let me revamp it. He comes out with the same set list. So I knew that Joe wasn't going to like it. But Joe not, Joe had his own beef with Drake. He got some great diss records that he made for Drake. It was a tree falling in the wilderness in Bulgaria somewhere. Nobody really heard it, but I heard it. I dug it. It just, it didn't create any waves. But they've had ongoing beef. Shit. Drake dissed him on this record. On the record that just dropped today. Drake,
He dissed Joe Budden?
Yeah. He said, Melissa Ford, you a god in the six. It's too bad that you sit next to that ick ucker.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good seg. We were talking about the people who dropped. Actually, we should talk about that before we get into our next part of it too. After the Super Bowl, do y'all feel like all of a sudden it was a boom, hey, hip hop?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right after that, shout out to Larry June and 2 Chainz. Their album got a lot of rotation. I feel like hip hop got put on a bigger stage for a week.
I don't even know who Larry June is.
Oh man, great album. Alchemist. Shout out to Alchemist, one of my favorite producers. So slept on. Shout out to Bodie James, Detroit. He has been consistently making some of the best music. He 11 albums in, still killing it. Bodie James, look him up. Boldy James, great guy.
Okay, that is not what I thought you said. I thought you said Bodie James. I'm like, the jazz player? I was so confused. Go ahead, continue.
No, his name's similar. Bodie James. Okay. You think about Boney.
Yes.
I think he's from Detroit as well, so it makes sense. But Bodie James is great. West Side Gun album dropped too. Yeah, I'm a big West Side Gun fan. I can't speak for everybody else, but he got a great album. Fashion sense is incredible. The way he put together records is nice, and him and his producer lock in something nasty. And then of course you got P and Party Next Door and Drake. Those are some of the biggest drops. But like I said, Party Next Door and Drake was set up to be the biggest album pretty much of the first quarter of this year, thanks to a Super Bowl where if you're my ops, I'm not mentioning you. I'm not even gonna perform the record of me dissing you. But That's why we're kind of in the space. But it set them up to have the biggest record right now. So those are the few of the drops that I know of. But I've been riding around to that Larry June 2 Chainz record. It's really nice.
Only
2
one
Chainz
I heard
slid
is
on
the
that thing.
Offset, and I'm gonna be real with you. It's fire, just kind of sad. It's about his, I don't know if they still married, his wife or ex-wife Cardi. But other than that, if this was just a song he made, fire, y'all.
I already dropped. I gotta check it out too. I haven't had a chance to tap in. We talked about it in our earlier meetings, but I didn't get a chance to hear it, unfortunately. I'm gonna slide to that tomorrow. I'll probably take that to the gym. Is it a song or is it a project?
Well, all Migos songs only 2 minutes long anyway, so by the time you get to the gym, you have to play about 8 times.
Well, I try to pay 8 of them while I'm on the treadmill. I don't.
Yeah, but the name of the song is 10, and essentially he's saying you're gonna have to go through 10 dudes in order to equate to me. Is really what he's saying.
Oh, okay. It's an ego situation. I get you.
It's fire though.
I mean,
if I'm in the club and I'm a dude, yeah, that's my song for all my exes.
I like Offset. And hey, y'all, send us in the comments. Give us some music that we didn't mention. If there's some artists out there that you guys want to spotlight, I show love where love is deserved. So put us on to some of the music that you guys are listening to as well. Very interested. We could talk about it on some future shows.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, we'll move. I mean, he's still technically, I guess. I feel like he's a retired musician. A$AP Rocky. Can we talk about A$AP? My guy is in some hood boogery situation for no reason. I'm just saying,
I like his lawyer.
But it's crazy. Like, so if you've been living under a rock, A$AP Rocky is a rapper. I consider him a retired rapper because he's married to Rihanna, who has enough money, and he has money, and they don't really need to do anything they don't want to. And I think they have 2 or 3 kids. Anyways, after he gets the money, after he's with Rihanna, he catching a case. I want to say, is it a RICO case? He got a case going on, and because A$APs, correct me if I'm wrong, because y'all know a little more than me. A$APs are like a group, and all of them have like an A$AP name in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is A$AP Relly claims that he shot him, and so he's got a court case. I think he's facing some serious time too, and so they tried to give him a plea deal. He said, "Nah, take me to court." So he is in court now defending himself, so he does not get a real charge. I want to say it's like 20 years or something like that.
Yeah. I think he pulled a gun on him. So they called him.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, they saying he pulled a gun and they trying to attempt murder. It's crazy. But I like his lawyer.
So the reason why we bringing this up is we want to show y'all this this clip because squabble up. Go ahead.
My dog like he be in the gym too.
We ain't got. Are we supposed to have sound or no?
It's muted. You have to click on the sound.
Victim here, the guy that Rocky.
Either way, that's it's over with for that.
Okay. So do you either y'all want to take this first or you want me to about what happened?
I just think it's a ghetto mess. I thought it was hilarious. The two of them arguing the way they were. You guys get a chance, go on TMZ and check that out. If you haven't, if you're not familiar. But they were going at it in there. You had the prosecutor arguing with A$AP's lawyer. And he looked like he wasn't barring none. I enjoyed every bit of it. I like seeing white ghetto messes sometimes. And A$AP Rocky was just standing there looking like he was posing for the cover of Vogue or something. He wasn't saying nothing. He put on his suit and meanwhile his lawyer taking his jacket off, looking like he about to steal on somebody. It was hilarious.
These lawyers these past maybe like 2 years. And I'm wondering if it's because they're actually televising this stuff. Back before, you couldn't see what was actually going on there. Now that they live streaming, baby. Yeah, you get to see how these lawyers are actually moving. And I think that's probably another layer of pressure. Like, I can't have him talking to me like that. I'm on TV.
Exactly. That's that same thing with Thug Lawyer. Like, he was the same way. They like, look.
Oh, Brian Steele? Yeah, it's a goat right there.
Which Drake has a song about him on the new album to Brian Steele. Because that lawyer was die hard. So I guess ASAP Rocky lawyer like, hey, I'm with the shit too. However y'all want it, we can go there. He was like, there's improprieties here. Yeah, on your part. I'm like, whoa.
Shout out to Brian Steele. Shout out to Doug Weinstein.
Yeah, you hear names like Steele and Weinstein, you might get off that case. They sound like they go to war.
Shout out to lead. Shout out to the lead attorney.
Big dog. Yes.
So shout out to y'all. Like I'm actually, just happy to make sure we can shout out people. So just wanted to tap on that a little bit about ASAP Rocky. We'll keep y'all in the mix about it. But yeah, I do like me a little professional ghetto sometimes. That's what what we could profetto. Is that we can call it profetto?
Judicial messes. I don't know.
Judicial messes.
Ghetto gavel. I don't know. It's a mess. Because even the judge was in on it. Even the judge was like, look, you're talking too loud. Show me some respect. I'm like, damn, Judge. Your Honor.
Well, speaking about some respect, we can go ahead and slide into, we can talk about this every day. Something with Trump every day. We really could in politics. So we can go ahead and get in our political segment, assuming nobody has anything else. I'm trying to see if Cash's Pay is putting anything down there because I'll be forgetting. Okay, so let's go ahead and just like it's I don't want to say it's kind of sad because the whole Medicaid, we have the Medicaid situation, and just healthcare in general. So yeah, Trump and Elon versus everybody.
And
so
I'm pissed at Elon too, by the way.
We can tap on him next. So first, the Medicaid situation. One of the things that Trump had campaigned on was that he was not going to cut Medicaid or Medicare, I believe. And so as they are going through and doing these audits, it is not off the table from what people have provided context, that people are very upset about it. So this video is an example of someone who is looking to have Medicaid benefits, and they are wondering how these changes will affect them and giving information about how they do think these changes will affect them.
Tonight, Indiana families who have children with autism are asking for help ahead of a proposed change to the way their kids get therapy.
Samantha Johnson is digging into both sides and what families can reasonably expect next.
This proposal comes from the state's Family and Social Services Administration, or FSSA. They say it will cut back on increasing Medicaid expenses, but families I talked to are calling this proposal scary and life-threatening.
Hi, this is Everly Page, autic.
Everly was diagnosed with autism when she was 2.
She was nonverbal. She wasn't potty trained.
She's been coming to this clinic for applied behavior analysis, or ABA, ever since, for help with life skills and independence.
She's potty trained now. She isn't afraid of people.
Morgan Heron brings her daughter Melody here too.
She loves to make little people with their Play-Doh too. We need this. Our kids need this.
But come April 1st, this proposal could limit therapy time. It essentially caps ABA coverage to 30 hours a week with a lifetime cap of just 3 years.
So it's a very big possibility. April 1st, she's done.
The FSSA secretary weighing in during a hearing late last month.
I mean, we're not going to discontinue it, but we have to manage that cost trajectory.
It's a big thing that we all need. And I just hope that they realize that this is going to have a trickle effect and these kids' lives matter.
State Representative Sue Arrington says Indiana House Bill 1414 could help families. It requires the state to do a study on ABA here in Indiana and put any changes on hold until the study is complete.
What their bill would do, it doesn't fix things, but it would buy some time.
You know, I'm not only asking you to view it from a representative standpoint, I'm asking you to look at it from a mother standpoint and a father standpoint.
So families can weigh in on the proposed changes now through February 14th. You can find that information at WTHR.com.
That was Samantha Johnson reporting tonight. And we want to let you know we did request an interview through the
Okay. I got a lot to say on this one.
You want to take it?
Only because I work in this space. Now Indiana, places like Indiana, Ohio.
Hold on. The way you move your jacket. I work in this space.
Yeah, no, I just
you know what? Hold on. Before you get into that, let me hop in real quick.
Go ahead.
So Medicaid, and we have another follow-up video too after. So just keep in mind. So if you don't want to give your thoughts, that we have another video too. But Medicaid, just to recap, problem was that it's capped at 3 years, is what they said, and that for the services for ABA, capped at 3 years, and I think she said 30 hours a week, and that they need help with ABA therapy. I believe that is the cliff notes. Okay, so go ahead and go, just so people know.
Right. So basically, I think places like Indiana is a Medicaid expanded state. So it's like Ohio, California, New York, right? So those places, you know, just about everybody can pretty much get Medicaid, right? But there's states like Texas, states like Georgia, you know, they're not Medicaid expanded states. So they don't even, you know, like ABA therapy, most of the time is not even covered in those states through Medicaid. So they always have to go outside of that and buy plans, right? They have to go through the marketplace to do so. But what I'm seeing is that what I'm seeing a lot of is that stuff gets very expensive, right? But keep in mind, we're living in a country where, you know, COVID shots were free, right? So why can't they incentivize that type of service? Because most of really with a lot of ABA, you can get that in certain schools too, you know, but a lot of times they want them to get the extra. So I'm thinking it got to be a way to where they're going to probably make it to where it's not as expensive. It might even be a situation where Medicaid doesn't have to necessarily cover it. It might become free, and they might, all this money they're spending everywhere else, I could see them actually put money towards that, especially if they're seeing that it's beneficial. So I mean, you know, and another thing they're probably going to do as far as that study is to see exactly how it's helping kids. Because, you know, average kid, I think going to ABA, maybe 4 to 5 years, it really just depends on the age. You know what I mean? So that's
30 hours is a lot of time though, right? Like if they're at home, like 30 hours is a lot of time, ain't it?
I think so.
That's a lot of time a week. I mean, I guess maybe if you're not keeping your kid on the weekends, like I guess you could do 20 hours in the weekend. So I guess technically you could do, you know, hey, keep my kid cool for Saturday, Sundays, and I go out on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they getting their ABA therapy.
Yeah, how many hours are they getting per day? So
that's a lot, right? Like 30 hours.
That's the question. Yeah.
If they going to school,
the average work week is 40 hours. So how many hours of therapy are they getting? And then on top of that, I've talked to people that've told me, oh, we spend $75 to $100 a day, and then they're going 5 days a week. What does that look like? Or if they're doing like, I don't know, $60 a day towards that, what does that look like? So I think that's what they're looking at all of that as well. Like how much are they billing Medicaid for that? So, you know, Medicaid in a lot of situations is almost a license to steal in certain instances, because Medicaid, they don't hesitate, they pay. because it's state funded. So they don't hesitate to cut that check for that bill. You get what I'm saying? So Medicaid is guaranteed money. So I think that's what they're looking at. A lot of people are not, of course, in the news cycles, they're gonna make it sound like the most terrible thing on earth. Oh my God, he's okay. What's not being said is how much you guys charge per day. That's why they want to do the study.
I guess the question is that it's not who cares about how much it costs, but if the kid needs it, why are we worrying about the pennies on the dollar of something like that? But we can spend, I don't know, X amount of dollars on something else that is not necessarily as conducive as something like ABA
Why is it not
therapy.
incentivized to where it can possibly be free? And then the
I
state
doubt
picks
that
it up.
it'll be. I doubt Elon's letting that be free. If anything, he's gonna cut that.
Yeah, but I'm saying
people
a lot
losing
of
their
times-
jobs.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people that's getting all types of money, right, to just continue programming. So that is something that could be picked up by the state. But I mean,
I don't
technically
know.
speaking,
We'll see. I don't know. I don't.
speaking, that's what
trust
Medicaid is doing, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, a lot of states, ABA is not covered through Medicaid. A lot of states are like, we're not paying for it. You got to get your own plan for it. But that's it. I don't want to stay on this for too long. But from what I've seen, it's hard to get it covered in certain states.
So that's just one example, because that was like that family's experience. Medicaid, from what I understand, is Medicare. Correct me if I'm wrong. You would know this, but Medicare is for our
65 and
folks
older
that are
population.
older, correct? So
Or
Medicaid,
if they've been handicapped and been on SSI for a year, they can apply for Medicare.
Oh, okay. So Medicaid, though, is broader. So there's more money flowing through Medicaid than Medicare, typically.
Because we all can get on Medicaid in the state of like Indiana, Ohio, I believe Illinois. They're all Medicaid expanded states. So if you make a certain amount of money, or don't make a certain amount of money, federal poverty line, you're there, you can get Medicaid where everything is free as far as your medical. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's how that Medicare, you have to be a certain age for it, or in a certain situation as far as your health.
Makes sense. So yeah, that's, as we think about it from that lens, like we're talking about, oh, they're gonna cut this. Like our seniors should still be okay. I believe Social Security is still fine, and so is Medicare. So, but technically Medicaid should be okay too, according to this other clip that we have from gosh, I'm tired. From is it Representative Johnson? I think that's his last name. Gosh, what is his name? I'm tired, y'all.
Is it in the clip?
I'm tired, y'all. What is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. What's his name?
What state?
Speaker Johnson. Sorry, Speaker Johnson. He talks about what a little deeper about the Medicaid, because another thing we talked about this, the whole misinformation situation, where people will take a sound bite of something. Oh, they're cutting all of Medicaid, and that actually might not be completely true. It might be, we're cutting excessive, and we define excessive as doing 40 hours of ABA therapy instead of 30. That could very well be what it is. Instead, the headline is they're cutting Medicaid.
We're cutting Medicaid for people who actually should be going out and going to a temp agency and getting work coverage.
Yeah, so I think I think that might be a part of could be a part of the problem there. Cash is pay. You still with us?
Look, Medicaid has never been on the chopping block. What
I was going to ask him.
Is
okay.
It's non-benefit related reforms to the program, right? Medicaid is infamous for fraud, waste, and abuse. I mean, by some estimates, large percentages of the dollars that are allocated there are wasted and stolen. And so we do right to go into those programs and find that and show the people what's happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. And if you eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicaid, you've got a huge amount of money that you can spend on real priorities for the country. And if you make sure that people who are able-bodied workers, men under the age of 40, for example, who have rolled on to Medicaid and gotten on through the expansion and need to be working. If you add work requirements into Medicaid, it makes sense to people. It's common sense. Little things like that can make a big difference, not only in the budgeting process, but in the morale of the people. Work is good for you. You find dignity in work, and the people that are not doing that, we're going to try to get their attention. So everyone needs to take a deep sigh of relief and understand that we're not going to harm any Americans of this. What we're doing is the right thing by the people, and we're excited to be a part of that. That's what you're going to see roll out. And on the budget, and then we'll, yes, a markup is going to be scheduled for Thursday. That's the intention. The budget chairman Arrington just spoke to conference and said.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that just makes sense. Like, as we talk about being misinformed, ta-da.
Right. People don't realize it's like close to 900 billion yearly that goes towards Medicaid, right? That means that all the working people are paying for the non-working people, or the people who are unable to work that's receiving it, to continue that, because that's our tax dollars at work. But you got a 26-year-old that's sitting at home right now, scratching his butt, playing PS5. They can go to the doctor anytime you want to, and never does. Getting food stamps, all types of stuff is going on. There's all types of ways that, and then another thing is, in certain Medicaid situations, they're saying, hey, you have to go to a temp agency. You have to try to apply for a job in order to keep your benefits. So what they do, go and apply for a job, probably work that job for a week or so, and then quit, because they just want to keep their benefits. I mean, people find loopholes in these systems all the time, but we're talking about 900. I think in 2023 it was like 839 billion went towards Medicaid. You get what I'm saying? So just imagine how many people is pilfering that money. It's not all going to where it needs to go. We all know that. The fraud and the waste and abuse with in government is running rampant. And now we actually could see it. So I think a lot of people are worried about that. So the biggest scare tactic is they're going to take away Medicaid. I've been listening to this song and dance for the last couple of weeks, but 900 billion, that's a big number.
My last, something I need to research, because I personally don't know enough about it, is we talk about the national debt, which is not the same as like personal debt. And as everybody's talking point is, we're spending too much money. What happens if you just keep spending the money? Like what is the repercussions of that? I'm like, if we cut it and we get it back down to zero, let's say we cut everything and we're able to, quote, save money and get us on track to owe nothing. What's the difference between owing and not owing? I personally don't know.
There's
The
between
difference
owing and not owing is less taxes.
who do we owe?
You have more resources to do things. So that means more resources can go into the public good when you're not spending that money on debt. That's like saying what's the use of a credit card if I don't owe money on it? It's because then at some point when you do need the money, you have it. But if you always are busting up your credit, then you're never going to have any credit, or nobody's going to lend to you. So that means that the good faith and credit of the United States goes from an A rating to an A minus, or even worse, a B. These are the things that are required to have a good running government. That is the reason why you don't want to spend.
And that's why you got certain countries that look gorgeous when you visit them. You barely find an empty soda can in a trash can. They so damn clean. Meanwhile, we got Flint still struggling. All it takes is 1.33 billion to fix Flint's water problem, right? But we could pay for transvestite show tunes to go on in Belgium and all this weird stuff that they spending money on. And then on top of that, because we are in a deficit, we supposedly owe other countries. And they just slap us around. And that's why Trump is doing a lot of stuff he's doing, because we've been taken advantage of even within and outside. Everybody got their hands in the cookie jar because they know that we're the overtaxed population and the sickest. So hospitals are making money. Everybody makes money off us as people. So The more they take down this debt this humongous debt, nobody should have a pothole. It shouldn't be a road that takes 12 years to fix. In China, they fixing stuff in 30 days, 20 days. Talking about projects that will probably take us about 6 years, right? You know, when the towers fell in New York, that same project would have took China 4 months to fix. They would have rebuilt it real fast. You know what I mean? Because they're very efficient, and that's how we're trying to get this country to run very efficient. Because it's the wage and abuse is rampant. If I know
Well,
I'm gonna
I'm
get
not
some
trying to have the
overtime,
country run like China either. I'm sorry.
no,
Can't
I'm
do
talking
that.
about just in
Not gonna
terms of
do that.
efficiency of how they work and get things done. I
Well,
don't want
that's
to.
because
I don't want a
it's the People's
communist
Republic. So I mean,
government.
that's another thing. Like people don't have a say in a lot of things, and of course you get to have things done. If you don't have freedom of speech, then yeah, you're not freedom of protest. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of things done. You're gonna get everything done that you want to get
That's
or
real.
you don't need.
That's real.
Right. Or
But at the same,
your social credit goes down and you disrespect the family and the family name gone. Now people jumping off things and deleting themselves, all that kind of stuff. We don't want to have that, right?
yeah,
We have
I'm not.
first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth, eleventh, twelfth,
Yeah,
amendments. And
I
those
don't
are
want to
good
have
for
an
us.
unalive conversation, which I
I
do get
don't
where you're
either.
coming from. But I'm
Me
just
too.
saying though, if it's a situation where they're like, hey, you're gonna get X amount of dollars if we can get this done, and you'll even get a bonus if we can get this done in a certain amount of time because the money is there, then a lot of things move a lot quicker because money is being pushed in the right directions versus a congressman that's been sitting there for 2 years making 120,000, but somehow some way in his second year he's worth 12 million and owns 5 properties in Oregon.
Oh, you must be talking about that California governor.
I mean, I could be talking about several governors at this point. I could be
Right.
talking about several
Start
congressmen at this point.
start out poor and then how you end up being rich when
Yeah,
I didn't know that what if you was in Congress, what 250,000 a year end up being now your nest egg is 14 million, 60 million,
right.
80 million.
That's year 2. By year
Right.
8, you worth 100, and they like, huh? And he like, yeah, we need to talk about Trump.
Stocks.
Yeah, let's talk about Trump and this fraud and abuse, and they getting your social security number. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Not whatever.
They like, we gonna. Why we talk? We shouldn't be thinking about me. I'm not the problem. Elon Musk and them 20-year-olds is the problem. All right.
So we can either talk about a problem in the school system or we can get on to Elon. Which do you want to talk about, Elon?
Yeah, I'm still kind of pissed with Elon.
Why you mad at Elon? Any part of your MAGA?
No, it's just that he's stopping Social Security for the 150-year-olds that's dead. I mean, who's gonna cash them checks that they've been pushing out?
Huh?
You ain't heard about that? It's 150-year-olds getting Social Security checks right now, and magically they're being cashed. And then there's also congressman that makes 250,000 worth 7 million.
Hold on. So I'm not gonna say that's impossible. If you are, and I just don't know laws on this or policy, but if you were married to someone and they died, do you get to keep their Social Security?
You get widow's pension, you may get something like that, but not getting. But those checks are actually going to get transferred over to somebody else's name. It's not going to be.
So it's still in the deceased name.
Exactly. Several of them, and the checks get cashed. So, yeah, I need to see what bank is honoring those corpses that's walking in there.
What you mad at Elon for then?
Because I want to be cut in on the racket. I don't understand who's getting the money.
They hiring at Doge. Go apply. They hiring.
I might be too old. I might be too old to be on Doge. They want them young. Don't get me wrong. I fit the criteria. I got some big, but I don't know if they're going to hire me.
Hey, you never know. He needs somebody because, they probably do that pip culture over there.
Well,
They
ain't
got
that,
rid
you
of
know,
DEI, so they might not. I don't
right.
fit the
Ain't no
quota.
DEI, yeah.
Ain't no
Throw
DEI.
his heart out to you too. You know what I'm saying? He throw his
Hard
heart out.
out here for a Potter.
I ain't gonna do
Hey,
my hand like that, but you know.
yeah. If you was out in the crowd, you know, he throw his heart out to you a couple times. Dang!
Horrible.
Sly!
Horrible. He knew what he was doing. I don't care what nobody say. He knew what he was doing.
Your
tax
he's
dollars
a
need to
troll.
be spent wisely on things that matter to the people. I mean, these things, like, it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical. I think it's really just saying, let's look at each of these expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If it's not, we should think about it. The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what the people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. Your tax dollars need to be.
That's it. Meanwhile, they talking about the richest man in the world wants your social security number. What? Why? Why did he get some strange reason? If he's looking for my social, but he keep finding all of the waste and the corruption you guys have been doing, and no one's talking about that. At least not on the left. That's why I think it's hilarious. He don't want Elon and his teenagers going through our government. We didn't vote for that. You might not have. I did. I want to know who's stealing from me. How am I pissed? Look, the burglar come in and Jim come through and she catch the burglar and shoot him, and I'm mad at her. What are you doing in my house with a gun? Why are you in here with the gun?
That sounds like California to me.
I'm just saying, how am I not pissed at who's stealing? I want to know who stole. They mad because you found out who stole. It's like we on the streets. It's like street ignorance. He over there raping little girls. Snitch.
Use a snitch.
Use a snitch.
Like, don't you?
Over
Like,
there.
ain't your daughter 5, Charles?
I don't care. I ain't telling.
Hey, what do y'all think about like
hood justice?
What do y'all think about like closing the what is it, the power plants, the nuclear power plants, and like trying to potentially shut those down? What do you think about that?
What do they need it? That's where I'm at.
I mean, it powers some of the more rural
what I'm
areas.
saying is that we have so much stuff up just for profit, and it don't help anybody. You know, close them. But if it serves a purpose, keep it open. I'm a very simple person. I'm not gonna over philosophize it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna Kendrick the situation. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it don't, it don't.
Well, you know what doesn't make sense? Sending your kid to school with a Valentine that's not actually a Valentine. So let's all head on to Akron schools.
Damn, Akron.
Yeah. So
I'm
today's
serious.
Valentine's Day
How you
still.
doing that to me? Like you don't even give me a second of nothing. You just go. And another thing.
Well, I didn't get into it. I was just saying today is Valentine's Day, and so this video is about something that happened on Valentine's Day. It's actually queuing you up to give you time to get it.
You the volleyball. You just
I know.
You're taking our time.
See, that's why y'all don't be getting point guards. All y'all want to be the point guard. Y'all complain about not having a Chris Paul. You get Chris Paul, it ain't good enough for you.
Cramped. Schlubby.
What?
It's just straight buttocks.
What are these commercials when we have the live stream? We gonna have to get the premium because
I'm not paying for nothing.
Wasn't a card or candy that students found inside the decorated envelopes.
It was a razor blade. 19 investigator Kelly Kennedy reports from Akron.
Several of the parents I spoke to told me when they first saw this on social media, they actually didn't believe it. They thought it was a hoax, but unfortunately, this really did happen. It all played out here at the Hatton Community Learning Center in Akron. And I actually have the evidence right here. This is one of the razor blades that was inside those Valentine's Day cards. This was given to me by a mom. And as you can see, I wrapped it in tape so I wouldn't cut myself because it is really sharp.
It was a friend that had sent a screenshot from Facebook. And I was like, I see these all the time, like whatever. Maybe 5 minutes later, it was a screenshot, Miss Keene's class. And I was like, crap.
Alexis Lawson is 6-year-old Remington Lawson's mom. He was one of the students in a first-grade classroom at Hatton CLC that received this Valentine with a razor blade inside. What was your reaction when you realized that was actually true?
I was crying. I was very mad. The word, I can't use the words that I would like to use.
The incident happened Thursday, but 19 News found out about it Friday. According to the district, the student unknowingly handed out these sealed Valentine's envelopes with a razor blade inside.
They were saying that they were sealed. They weren't. It was literally just flapped over.
As soon as Lawson found the blade, she called Akron police.
She called me like, get his box now. I'm like, this isn't like you read about it, you hear about it.
Authorities tell me the first grader and her father bought the envelopes, which were plain and sealed, from a local store.
Dispatch had said we were the 11th caller, and the officer that was here just in this neighborhood, we were his 8th house that he had been to.
Lawson is also upset because this incident happened Thursday, and she didn't receive an email until hours later. And she received a robocall Friday while we were at her house.
Please check your Valentines and report concerns. Student safety is our priority.
Police tell me no one was seriously hurt, but one student did get a small cut on their finger. 6-year-old Remy is still shaken up.
Scary.
It was scary to you? Akron police and the district are investigating.
This wasn't an accident. This was irresponsibility from the parents.
Now, I did reach out to the school district to try to get some answers about how exactly this could have happened, but they told me they will not comment on a pending investigation. Reporting in Akron, I'm Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
New tonight, 60 people are without a place to live after.
Man. These kids cut different.
Well, you know, his name was probably Razor, right? Bourbon.
That's a sharp guy. Yeah. His parents is
I think it was a girl. I think is what they said. But,
oh Lord.
But still, like it's too many envelopes for it to be a coinky dink. You know, if it would have been like 3, maybe even like 5, but 12, you was like, I'm putting bodies on all these. Like somebody did that on purpose. And I know they're blaming the parents, but
they just got done watching Above the Rim.
Some of these kids bad too.
Damn shame what happened to Flip.
Exactly.
Like we not, but this my thing. So, okay, we buy envelopes, right? We're stuffing them. Nobody wonders why this little itty bitty envelope is inside the bigger envelopes. Really, parents?
It's like just in case you had nose candy, you could use the razor.
I want to know what the parents do.
Nose candy.
Are you? It's because who? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen 12 razor blades in one place at the same time. I personally only seen maybe 2 tops.
I have in my day.
I have not. There's no way that you have that without intent of something. You know what I'm saying?
Nose
like
candy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you, why? What other reason do you have to?
Why do we need so many razors?
That's what I'm saying. Like what? Like if
you going to a party, little Ramon?
I'm saying they blaming the parent. They blaming the parents. I mean, it could be the
I tell you
kids, but at the
another
same
thing,
time,
Chico.
how did they get 12 razor blades?
But the thing is, as a parent, if I'm gonna be dishing out candy, that means I sat up with my kid and we put together the envelopes. We put the candy in there. We put the, roses are red, violets are blue. Have a great day at school, cards or whatever. You had to be aware of what's placed inside of there. There's no way you just
On
razors
12 cards. On
12
12
cards.
cards.
Yeah, they just sat in there. Nah, y'all was trying to send out a calling card. Y'all wanted some. What these? They were trying to catch some addicts. Somebody's trapping.
Mathematics.
What's your work card? Oh, I got that razor.
I mean, come on, y'all. Like, do better. I mean, it's Valentine's Day. I get it. Do better. Like, you cannot like, so and so because their mom's a B word because she's driving her whatever car. She talks like this or whatever coffee she has that annoys you. But I mean, there was no guarantee that mom such and such was going to open the car. You could have very well hurt the baby. Plus, I mean, if you want to fight the mom so bad, go out there and have what's it called? Is it slap fest? Is that what it's called when they stand there and they slap each other?
Roses are red, violets are blue. Slit your wrists. I love you. Bye bye.
You know what I'm talking about? What's that now it's like a sport where they stand there and they slap them.
Yeah, slap thing. I mean,
you talking about people having razors in their hand with that now?
No, I'm saying you don't need to do the razor. If you don't like somebody that much, y'all can go ahead and one stand here, one stand there, and another one.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, we cracking jokes, but bottom line is, I'm at your door, son. Who gave this? What's the student's name? Okay, I'm talking to the. I just want to call the parent and talk to him. You want to cut me? Cut this.
Gotta take that toothpick out. Be like, Chico.
Come on, Chico.
Nah, do better. Do better. Check y'all's kids stuff, man.
Cause that's the kid, and that's the kids' highlights too. Like, my daughter is 19. She still make Valentine's Day cards. She's done it for years, right? So some kids, that's their favorite time of the year is Halloween and Valentine's Day. They get to flirt but don't flirt innocently with the little Hershey kisses and all of that. It's the highlight. It's a good time at school. Just to come home and you tell myself, "Ooh, mommy, look at it." Like, come on.
Yeah.
We gotta be more responsible, and that's just it. Or it's gonna be some house calls. It's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing. Mine come home with a razor and his cupcake. It's gonna be a problem in paradise for whoever household dished that out. And that's just it.
I mean, I think this entire episode pretty much wraps up with be more responsible. I mean, from the part where we'll start with the leg situation. His wife, be more responsible. Why are you smirking on camera? We can go to, the Super Bowl performance. Be more responsible. Them folks that was sitting there live was going to be bored and have an issue. Be more responsible.
You really thought you're going to see white hands doing the power fist?
Come on, man.
They're going to put down their beer for that? You're not like us. That's what they said.
Be more responsible. When we start talking about like actual policies that happen, report what it actually is. Let's not half report stuff. Yes, in Indiana, that's what they're facing. That's actual reporting because that's what's going on with them. But to just make a headline of like they're cutting all of Medicaid, apparently that's not true. Let's do better with that. And finally, be more responsible. Don't put things that are unsafe in the baby stuff. That baby was 6. That's all I got. Be more responsible. Whole thing.
Who wants that introduction to razors? Kid don't want to be introduced to a razor, at least a male kid, at least till they get older and want to shave. Now little Timmy is afraid of Kit Kats now because you just stuck razors in his envelope. Like, that sucks. Like, definitely need to be more responsible.
He gonna be older. They gonna be like, you know what day it is? He gonna be like, what day, girl? It's the 14th of February. So why you don't celebrate the 14th? I almost lost my life. Back on February.
You see
back
this?
in 2025.
See this? I made a bad decision with a Kit Kat. It was a
Looks like
razor.
hot dog was in too long. That's what happened to my finger.
And since then, I don't trust you.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Girl named was Sally that gave me my first Valentine. It ain't been good since.
You want to know what my Valentine was? It was to the bone.
Yeah. I shed blood for the V-Day.
Yeah, so she tried to turn Valentine's into Valloween. That's what that was.
It's
My
bad.
It was the
goodness.
St. Valentine's Day massacre on her. Yeah.
It's bad. Well, that's all I got for us today, y'all. I know we ended on that note of it. I don't have anything else besides be more responsible. That's all I got.
That's it. I second that. Be more responsible. You know, and back to the Super Bowl. You know, it's a purchase petty protest that was dissing two winners at the same time, Trump and Drake.
Wow,
It was.
that's an
Think
interesting
about
take
it.
on it.
You dissed two winners. Both are publicly preferred, if you will. They're publicly preferred. You screaming A minor, he's number one today. The other one done wrote more policies since the Super Bowl happened. We're kind of on the losing end with that one. Be more responsible. Read the crowd.
I think it would depend on who you ask, because there's a lot of people who are Kendrick supporters. They would disagree with you.
Yeah, because the metaphysical, traditional ritual of the situation told me that the Black power structure was under attack. That's why he stood on the hood of the GNX, because up under him was the motor. The motor is what keeps the movement moving.
Abomatomically.
Abomatomically.
Philosophies.
Astronomically and philosophies. Hypotheses. Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Ain't no blocking me. Drake ain't topping me.
Y'all are rude. Y'all are rude. Y'all are
All
rude.
this old shit. Bro, I'm drunk. I'm just trying to see the game. That's it. Got one hand on the beard, another hand on the beautiful ain't. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm not trying to read the signals. Last time I saw Samuel L., he was in a movie I probably didn't want to see at that day, but he's still my guy. I wasn't caring about I don't. I'm with the symbolism on the tour. Definitely want to see you giving. I want to figure out what you was doing on the tour, not during halftime, because we gonna be all right. That's all I'm thinking. I'm gonna be sober, going to work, because we gonna be all right. That's what I want to do. I wasn't sitting there talking about that physical squabble up. I don't want to squabble up. I got food to gobble up. I got drinks I'm sipping. I'm trying to be entertained, damn it. Oh, you can't be smart and entertained at the same time. Y'all just ain't on the same level with Kendrick. Y'all ain't never been to Compton, said the dude in Nevada some damn where ain't never left the state.
Yeah. I mean, you trying to do too much if you think that you're going to bore me into thinking that it was a good show.
Right.
When normally is the audience is not that kind of audience. It's
What
like
Drake
going
said,
into some 80-year-old go
the
ahead.
girls can't twerk with dictionaries.
Right. They got what is this? A thesaurus? Do we need one of those?
He said that. He said that on the one song. He said the girls ain't trying to twerk holding the dictionary.
Hey, everybody, y'all should be
Give me a hug. That's the name of the
appalled.
song,
That's what
Give
he
me a
think
hug.
about y'all. Drake ain't
Oh,
talking
yeah,
to me. Drake ain't
because
talking to me.
all women are loved for their brains, and that's why they go on Instagram so that we can see their brains, and I appreciate it.
I didn't say it. I just said Drake ain't talking to me. He's talking to y'all.
Please.
He's talking to y'all. He ain't talking to me.
All the women rolled out to it.
I don't even know what song you talking about.
Speaking of brains, I have an etymological dictionary for the English language. And we can go through this together. And then that'll let us know where a certain word came from. And we can do a word of the day every day and understand where the word actually originated from. And we
Ain't
can
your
have a
name
discussion
Cassius
about,
Pay? I
oh,
know it's
I
not
thought,
Dictionary
I thought
Danny.
that y'all wanted that. I thought that's what we were doing with backpack rap.
We want
Why
a loan.
don't
That's what we
you?
want. Cash is paid. We want some money so we can
Yeah,
throw it at the strip
that's your
club.
role. 877 right
We
now.
want, hey, give us some money so we can have our women crying in
I
Chanel,
need money. I need.
which happens to be a song on Drake's new project,
What's the song?
Crying in Chanel.
I mean,
said,
I can't expect nothing from a guy who got a baby mom with a porn star. So hey, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't with her because she could read a dictionary well either.
Girls can't twerk holding dictionaries.
I see that.
They'll lean over and fall. We don't want
He
that.
came in there for business.
All right. Well,
I'm
next
just
time I
saying.
guess we'll get to Robert F. Kennedy since that's not going to happen today, and it's all right because
That's my
is what the
dog.
show plan
Thank
was.
you.
We can do the last part. Fine. Wild card it up.
RFK.
Last segment before we get up out of here, we're gonna talk about some of the confirmations, but more specifically, we can talk about I can say it was a bit of a controversial confirmation. RFK.
And I don't even know why, which is dumb to me. It just makes all the sense in the world.
I mean, I could get into after the clip why, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
People talking about he takes Zen too, which is another thing. Yeah. You know about that Zen?
I'm about to mute myself.
To confirm RFK Jr. as Health and Human Services Secretary. He was one of President Trump's most controversial cabinet picks due to his opinions on vaccines. He got 51 votes, meaning he has enough to be confirmed. Let's bring in CBS News Capitol Hill reporter Torian Small. Torian, thanks for being with us again today. What is the significance of all this?
Well, Mugo, it means that Republicans are now unwilling to break with those in their party and those in Trump's orbit after an intense pressure campaign for quite a few Republican members, including Bill Cassidy. He's the chair of the corresponding committee that oversees jurisdiction for the Department of Health and Human Services. The Louisiana senator expressed during the confirmation hearing for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that he was struggling with this confirmation as he has previously supported and endorsed misinformation around America's healthcare system. But ultimately, after counsel, in his words, from J.D. Vance, the vice president, talking to advisors at the White House and multiple conversations with Kennedy himself, he decided he would not only be voting him out of committee, but also voting for his confirmation on the Senate floor, as we saw today. The one Republican, though, who decided to break with the
Are we supposed to be paused by chance?
party was Mitch McConnell. The longest serving party leader has once again decided that he would vote against Trump will for his pick as next incoming cabinet member, ultimately having reservations about Kennedy's qualifications as his reason why he wouldn't be supporting him. But again, like you said, Republicans have the numbers. Robert F. Kennedy will likely be sworn in a matter of hours at the White House. That's according to a staff member to Caroline Leavitt at the White House today.
And Torian, we're hearing he has been officially confirmed, so he got all the votes he needed to make it through. We know RFK is expected to give a press conference on his plans to make America healthy again. Do we know what his goals are here and what that looks like?
Well, what's interesting, in his opening statement during his confirmation hearings, he reiterated the fact that his journey into this healthcare story for himself started as an environmental lawyer. he's looking at this in his mind holistically and decided that he wanted to not just preach the word about being healthy, but also implement policy or influence policy that would do the same. He's been highly critical about the additives in America's foods, and he says that it's time that the government step in, intervene, and do something about it. When it comes to vaccines, which has been the biggest hangup with not just Republicans or not just Democrats, but some Republicans, he said that he isn't an anti-vaccine person, although he has previously spread or information that is categorized as anti-vax.
Right.
He says that he just wants to ensure the efficacy and the safety of these, the medication and vaccines going into Americans' bodies. So ultimately, that's what we should expect to see under his leadership at the Department of Health and Human Services.
All right, Torian Small, thank you so much for your time today. And again, the big picture coming out of all of this, RFK Jr. now confirmed as the secretary, or at least leading the Health and Human Services.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they?
That's wild. So yeah, I think they answered what you said, why there was an issue. I think they addressed that for you.
Yeah. And
But
it's like, to me, the whole situation is very common sense. They rush these vaccines out. We never know the full information on them. We never know what the side effects are, any of that stuff. And then if there are any side effects, they tend to hide it. They don't highlight it. Side effects can lead to, those commercials where you got the girls playing volleyball and couples holding hands and all this stuff. And they're walking and smiling. Side effects is anal bleeding and, blood coming out of your eyelids and discharge from your body, like all this extra stuff going on, and he just want to highlight it more. He wants to study it more. Isn't that what we should want? Don't that make sense?
You know what I want?
You want us to, your legs did? He gonna ban that next. He gonna be like, keep the legs you got.
He gonna say, if you're 19, that's cool. You can get your legs done. If you're under that age, leave them damn legs on.
Drop some in the comment. What do you think that Make America Healthy Again is a good initiative or not? And why? Like, let's get a conversation going to see, just a healthy conversation of why you think so or don't think so.
Yeah.
And just getting a conversation around just thoughts.
Yeah,
obviously
let us
be
know.
respectful.
Let us know if y'all want that Rebo flavored cereal still, that red number 9 to the 12th power and astronomical conglomerate glossopate in your chips.
Yeah, it is.
You sound like you about to come out with a new Kendrick album talking like that. Ooh wee.
That's how the ingredients sound like a Kendrick record. The glossopate, preposterate, the red number 12 go to hell. All that old talking about that's what gives it flavor. The riboflavin with the acid metricol. Like what? I don't want to eat no acid metricol. Like why do I want that in my popcorn?
I think a part of the problem that people have
Because
is
people say, I don't want no nasty, healthy food. It tastes nasty.
It tastes
I
nasty.
need to have it taste like aspirin after I swallow it down.
We all gotta die from something. All this old shit.
I think there's two things to add to this. One, in other countries, there's a ton of stuff that we allow in our country that they don't allow there. To me, that's a red flag. You can't even bring that in there. So, I mean, that's a red flag. Number two, I think the big problem that people have with RFK is, I guess, challenging his credentials. Like, what makes him the guy to understand, like, to question to the level that he is about those things? I think that's where the rubber kind of hits the road there, because it's not like he is a practicing doctor or practicing nutritionist or any, like, I don't believe that his background is practicing of something or like being essentially as expert in that realm. It just sounds he's passionate about it, but I believe he's not like incredibly educated on paper for it. Does that make sense? I believe I'm.
It do.
that.
But bring in the person that's the doctor that's educated on paper, and he could be purchased. I
Right.
want
I mean,
somebody
you
that's gonna
talk, you
ask some
talking about
questions.
CEO drip versus somebody who's supposed to know explicitly what's going on. I go to you because I need to know a component of what you're talking about. But this ship is mine. I don't need to be studying something for 25 years in order to
That's
know
it.
I don't want that. No, I need you to tell me what are the ramifications if we have that. Okay,
Can
ain't
you?
no bleeding, then I don't want that.
There
We
you
done.
go. There you go. And can
And I
you
know
lift more than me when we get in the gym?
Exactly. That's the other thing.
And I know
Can you whoop mine?
people are upset about the vaccine thing, but I do want to say that from what I understand, it's not saying there's no more vaccines. It's just allowing people to not get the vaccine more openly if they don't want to about certain vaccines. So more so like technically respecting your First
Your
Amendment,
rights,
kind
autonomy.
of a little bit more
Well, it's
like
not just, it's
technically.
not, well, you're not speaking. It's just, but respecting your autonomy.
Kind of speaking, because if you go in there talking to them doctors, they tell you about how terrible you are by not doing X, Y, Z. So I don't know. I have to fight you with that. Kind of being respectful of your thoughts and your freedoms in some way.
Quick story time. Plain Dane goes and gets a checkup every year, first of the year, right?
That's very good.
Go in, I get all of my labs. As y'all can see, slightly older than most, right? Not that old, but I look old to an extent. But get in the gym with me, like RFK would say. But
Can you
anyways,
whoop mine?
can you whoop mine? But anyways, I go in there, I do all my labs, talk to the doctor about my diet. I'm always on my weight loss mission, all that good stuff. And the first thing the doctor say is, want some Ozempic? Do you want to try such and such? You gonna
Like,
get in the
damn,
shot?
Bishop, man.
I'm like, whoa.
He's like, I gotta move that dough. You gotta move that weight.
Yeah, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that. I'm like, whoa. No, ma'am, I don't want none of that. Well, you can lose up to. I don't want none of that. I'm cool. I just want to. I'm gonna be in the gym, ma'am. I'm fine. I'm like the weight I take 10 pounds every 3 to 4 weeks, or a month or whatever, over dropping 15 pounds in 3 days. I don't need that. It don't sound good. And what's the side effects of that? Oh, it's a few. It's a few. What are those? Well, I mean, never mind. I'm cool. The way they were talking, she sounded like she was being incentivized for pushing it that way. And I mean, she named about 4 of them that I could take. Well, I can get that to you right now with your insurance. I'm like, and that's why I totally understand where RFK is coming from. You know what I mean? Like we need to know what the side effects are. Educate people so they can make better decisions about this stuff. They go in with half the knowledge, and then you got some doctor that's probably going to get an extra 10 to 15,000 a year pushing this particular medication to you because they know your insurance is going to okay it because they're incentivized to cover it. It's
I'm gonna
everyone's
keep it
getting
real with you.
kickbacks.
Like,
Yeah.
even if you share the side effects, people lazy anyway. So they be like, "Oh, okay, what is it? Cancer and death? Well, you said one at
Yeah.
17%. I ain't gonna be part of that 17, and they're gonna go and take it anyway. So you might as
Right.
well not get sued. Let's
That's the
keep it
point.
real on what it is.
And that's the point. If we're all educated on there, that means you're doing this at your own risk. You're deciding to do this. You can't say you didn't know. And that's all RFK is saying. We want to be more, we want the drug, the big pharma to be more open about what's in the stuff that you put into our kids and what you put into people as a whole. We're the most successful country, but we're the sickest. A lot of that's because of our foods. Because, like I said, we got the riboflavin, Madagascar in there mixed in with a little bit of yellow tin and all this extra stuff. Like, that's why I couldn't understand this confirmation taking this long. And you got Bernie and people like that voting no every single time. Mitch McConnell wants to no. He wants to save us money. No. He want us healthy? Hell no. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, my dude passed out. He was literally on pause like a
Yeah.
couple times. He just,
What you think about this, Mitch? You talking about Mitch, you okay?
right?
Blink twice. That's too many damn times, Mitch.
Man, somebody
Okay,
had to
we're
go
gonna
in the
end
back
this now. Like
and
y'all let that
wind
man
his ass
stand.
up in the back and shit.
Right.
Between him and Biden, boy, my goodness.
They said we gotta
Somebody put a
go.
retirement age in this place.
We gotta go plug him in. His battery was low. They wouldn't plug him in, and then he woke up to us vote no. Wait a minute, hold on, Mitch. We ain't even tell you we vote no. Is it a Republican? No. Come on, Mitch.
Like, ain't you Republican, Mitch?
Am I? Yeah. Oh, you still vote no. How much they paying me for the no's? Oh, 30 million and no? No. Mitch.
All right.
Who's paying you?
I don't know.
It's not funny, but it's funny. Retire that man.
Yeah, they need to have some ages on these. But that's all I got for tonight, y'all. Anything else that y'all want to add? Anything y'all found before I go ahead and start shutting things down?
Give us a final drip, okay? What are you dripping on? What are you thinking? What about this week made you feel good inside?
One of y'all go.
Purple rain. Purple rain.
One of y'all go.
Felt good, man, because for one, this time next week, I'll be alongside my sis. We're gonna be together on the screen together, making it known, making it popping in the same studio. Y'all might not know, but I'm in a different part of the world. She's in a different part of the world, and we're gonna come together like Voltron to bring y'all some more good content next week. So I'm excited about that. Also excited for all my lovers out there, people that's actually got somebody, because it is Valentine's Day. You know, kudos to you all that's been rocking with us. You know,
When you said that, I instantly thought of Life Jennings.
My dude with the rasp.
The Must Be Nice song.
Must be nice. Yeah.
Must be nice.
I
You
refuse to
scratch
sing on
your
live
head
stream.
and it flakes up. Must be
nice.
This goes
when you
out.
head and shoulders above the red, yes.
Wow, you done?
And you got your feelings too.
But
And
you
all
got
the things never die.
All right, that's that.
That's what I thought of when you started to talk. I'm like, oh, you sound like.
But yeah, just celebrating life, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about where we're going. Shout out to those who has been viewing our shorts. People that's been giving me feedback. All my folks that tuned in that was texting me. Thank you all. I love you all. You know, we do this for you all. Try to keep you guys laughing and informed at the same time. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm filled with joy on this Valentine's Day.
Aww, that is so sweet.
It must be Christmas.
It is. Only drip I have is I'm not gonna lie. Stuff going on in the political world, it's too much for me. It's too much going on. Like I come home from work and like 50 things that happen. I'm like, woo. So for me, I just need to I just need to slow down a bit. I'd like to get some rest. And also the drip I have for y'all is same thing. Rest your ears. And what I mean by that is just because you hear something, don't just believe that headline is what it is. Like we said, some of that stuff is not, it's telling a high level thing, but it's not really telling you what it's really talking about. So like they're cutting Medicaid. Well, they're cutting things they consider to be waste, and this is the things that they consider criteria of waste to be. Now you can disagree with that. Totally fine. You can disagree with that. But at the same time, it's not cutting Medicaid, it's cutting components of Medicaid in which they deem wasteful. So that's the drip I have, is just be more informed if you can.
Please. That's it. And if your house is a mess, you're not letting nobody in. And if the kids ain't dressed right or clean, you ain't letting them out. So you want to get everything straightened and everything buttoned up and beautiful before we continue to let things function. At least in government, that's the way it's supposed to go, with all of this mess that's going on and waste and everything. Is we don't have the money for this, we don't have the money for that, we got to tax the people more. All of this stuff is going to do in the long run is save us a gang of money, put more money in our pocket. So I'm happy about that. I can smile at that thought too. But yeah, unplug from this stuff sometimes too. If you take everything so seriously, don't go on Facebook and these different places ranting. Get you a damn nap, get you a stiff drink, or just talk to somebody that you admire, Have a great conversation. Not about this stuff. Talk about life. Go outside if it's nice outside, which probably is pretty cold right now. But when it get nice, take your shoes and your socks off and walk in your backyard, ground a little bit,
Oh, he said
Come one with
touch nature.
Touch nature,
Man, you sound like a liberal to me. I'm trying about some touch nature. I need some concrete.
Go do some circles and twirl in the wind.
When you go do push-ups on some ice and some sand or whatever you do, bite the head of a snake if it make you feel tough. Cash is pay. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's good to just unplug or go to the gym. That's my answer for everything. Oh man, I'm about to go to the gym. Such and such talk. I'm about to go to the gym. They pissed me off in traffic, baby. I was heading home, but guess where I'm going? You going to the gym, ain't you? Yes, I am.
Well, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything? All right, then. We out of here. And we'll see y'all next week.
That's 5.
It's super late. Got to get some rest.
About to go watch some old movies.
Take that. Peace out, y'all.